welcome back to the flipped classroom. Today we're going to look at how to divide integers. It's going to be very similar to what we did in our last lesson, which was multiplying integers. So if you look, I've listed the steps for you. What do we do if we want to divide integers? Well, the first thing we do, much like multiplication, just do the division. Ignore your signs, divide your two numbers. So in your example, I've given you negative 60 divided by negative 10. Right now we want to ignore those negative numbers. First step, just do our division. 60 divided by 10 gives me 6. Step 1 is done. Then if you look at step 2, we now need to determine what the sign of our answer should be. And what you'll notice is the rules here are the exact same as our multiplication ones. Count up the number of signs that you have. If I have an odd number of negative signs, my answer will be a negative. If I have an even number of negative signs, then my answer will become a positive. So if you look, I have 1, 2, which means it's an even number. So I'm going to have a positive 6. I wrote the positive there, but again, remember, you don't need the positive. It's always implied. So let's do a few examples just to reinforce that. So if you look up here, I've got a positive 36, we know because there's no sign showing, divided by a negative 6. So the first thing I want to do is just look at my digits. 36 divided by 6, we've been doing that for a while, that is 6. Now how do I know what the sign of my answer is? Count my negatives. I have one negative, which is an odd number, which means my answer should be negative as well. Look over here at number 2. I've got a positive 25 divided by a negative 5. Well, 25 divided by 5 is 5, and then my answer is going to be negative because I only have one negative sign, which is odd. Here's another thing I just want to draw your attention to. Sometimes we write division as fractions. The fraction sign actually means I'm dividing. That's how we can convert into decimals as well. So don't let you throw this off. This is still a division problem, just written a little differently. You'll see them both ways now. So I want 9 divided by negative 1. Well, anything divided by 1 is itself. And then we need to determine our sign. I have one negative, which is odd. So my answer will then be negative. Here I have division within these parentheses. Don't let that throw you off. Again, these are actually brackets, just another form of grouping something together. So look at our digits. 72 divided by 8. When we divide 8 by 72, we get 9. Now let's determine what our answer should be. I have one negative sign here, but I have another negative sign out here. Don't let it throw you off. It still counts. It's part of the problem. I have 2 of them, which is even. So my answer is positive. Now we don't actually need to write that positive. Remember, it's just implied. So my answer there would be 9. Here, again, look, I have a negative, negative. Don't let that throw you off. Just do your division, and then we'll count our signs. 4 divided by 2 gives me a 2. Now let's count them. 1, 2, 3. 3 is an odd number, so my answer should then be negative.